Hey guys, welcome back. So I wasn't planning on actually recording another video today. I was sitting down editing, and this got sent to me by one of our subscribers, amazing subscriber, Pete and Rebette, his wife. They sent this over to me, and this is a little bit scary because it goes on to the firearm stuff. So we're going to have to use a little bit of code language probably on how we talk about this. So we're going to talk about I guess not code language, we'll just be intentionally vague about it. For those of you that don't know, there's a company called Lake City, I think Lake City Ammunitions or Lake City something anyways. The abbreviation on their ammo is LC, and they are a military contract. They produce all or at least the majority of the small arms munitions for the military. That's their job. They were originally owned by Remington. They've been sold half a dozen times since then. And as of 2018, 2020, they were owned by Winchester. Anyway, so they produce all this ammo. Anything that they produce that's excess, they've in the past been allowed to sell it off in the civilian market. So a lot of times you can go to these different ammo manufacturers like LAX Ammo, and they buy it off of them, and then they resell it. They make a small profit off of it, and hey, they don't have to make it, and Lake City's liable for it. Lake City has some protection because they're a government contract, and they're authorized by the government to sell that. So it's kind of a unique thing that they have. Basically, it's a private company with a big contract, and Lake City's always like a private wing of the company. Why it keeps getting sold is beyond me. I would think it'd be a cash crop for these companies, but maybe the contract is not that good. I don't know. Plus, working with the government just sucks. Okay, so what is going on is our wonderful Jeff Borgen is, I guess, directing that contract and that organization that, however this falls under his authority, to constrict the availability of .223 and .556 ammunition available to the average shooter. So basically, they're trying to remove remove the ammunition. So because they're not going to be able to get their weapons banned through, because they're not going to be able to get the magazine banned through, they're just going to do this through ammunition. They're going to make ammunition more expensive and harder to come by. So that's their solution. It's awesome. It's not actually going to solve any crime, but that was never the intent, and we all know that, so they don't care about that crap. What this is going to do is it's going to put more strain on the market for .556. Now, good news is that there's actually less demand for .556 than there was years ago, and a lot of that has to do with the popularity of like pistol caliber carbines, 22 rifles becoming more, or 22 rifles becoming in more standard configurations where they look like an AR, so you can practice with it and train with it. You have things like the introduction of 300 blackout, 6.5 Creedmoor, I think. I don't use it, so I don't remember what is it 6.5 or 6.8? Somebody correct me. Anyway, so we have these other calibers that are becoming more widely available. We have a 50 BMG, 50 Beowulf that's available for an AR platform. I mean, there's just a lot of cool stuff out there, right? So there is a lot less demand for the traditional .556, but .556 and .762 are still the bulk of it, right? They're still the big thing, the big ticket item out there. So that is what's really important about this, is that they're restricting that. It's not actually going to solve any crimes. It never will. There's nobody that ever said, well, I was going to solve that crime, but it's going to cost me $10. I was going to go murder all these people, but it's going to cost me $10. No, that didn't happen. All it's going to do is make it more expensive. So time to start stocking up and buying that surplus is right now. If you have the money to do so, you have .556, .223 firearms. Time to stock up and start getting that put away, and finding what's available to you. Don't make a run on it, and don't make a run to the guns because we're just now starting to get ammo back in stock. But just realize that it is going to make it more expensive. Now, long term, probably not going to matter any, because what will eventually happen is companies like big reloading companies like LAX Ammo, right? LAX, and you got like Mid-South Shooter Supply that they get off from all these different companies. You're going to have all these different federal CCI, all these different companies that manufacture ammunition or ammunition components. They will eventually ramp up their production to meet the demand. So it's only a short-term thing. It's a little bit of a headache. It's probably not that big a deal, as long as they don't put more restrictions on those companies to keep them from actually being able to ramp up their production. That's one concern. What's the end state here? Surely they can do the analysis to know, well, this just puts a temporary measure in place. It doesn't actually fix anything, unless he is just that devoted to pandering to his base, which is certainly possible. So I'm not I guess I'm not sure which way he's leaning on it. Do they have a greater plan? I fail to think that they have any type of plan, or do they? Is it just that they're just going to pander to their base right now? If they were pandering to their base, I would have assumed that this would have been all over CNN, MSNBC, and whatever other organizations are out there covering it. And I didn't see anything. This was sent to me, and the site that this came from was thegunpeople.com, which I'll post it down in the description. So anyways, guys, I want to let you guys know, get your ammo, regardless of what it is, because they're coming after all of it, right? And we need it. We need to protect our freedoms. We need to protect our liberties. We need to protect our households, our families, our livelihoods. So we are going to be opening up our range here. We're about halfway through excavation on it, so we will have our range here open later this year. We'll be starting a Patreon where we'll actually be going over firearm stuff, and we will be teaching classes right here at Ironside Ranch. So really looking forward to getting that going with you guys. Make sure and like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, and we will catch y'all tomorrow morning.